Let's get to the first story. This one yeah, hit early on Friday morning, overnight. I mean, there was a story on Thursday night, but it really didn't hit the public eye until Thursday morning or Friday morning when everybody started talking about it. Supreme Court allows Illinois gun ban to continue, and I put in my editor's commentary before getting into the article itself. I'm not going to read it to you, but basically, look, this is temporary. Okay, this is not like the 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 ban is done. It's going to stick for sure. No, all they're saying is that all the Supreme Court did was deny the preliminary injunction. But that's still awful. That's still really bad, and it speaks poorly to the Supreme Court because this preliminary injunction was going to allow people who own these particular types of firearms, the quote unquote assault rifles or 50 calibers, the guns that are being targeted by this draconian, unconstitutional ban by Illinois. It's concerning that SCOTUS did not allow the preliminary injunction. Now, I don't have information about the case that was made by the National Association of Gun Rights. Maybe they made a bad case, but I would think that this one is kind of a no-brainer. Again, we're talking about a constitutional right, but more importantly, we're talking about something that's going to have permanent implications immediately. Those who already own these firearms that are going to get banned, okay, those that own these firearms, they can keep their firearms, but they have to register them. They have to register them before January 1st, which is what, 3 weeks away? So the fact that this preliminary injunction was not allowed, that it was denied by the quote unquote conservative Supreme Court, that's a big concern because there are people that are going to be permanently hurt. Even if the law gets overturned, they're still registered. Okay? You can't get unregistered. It's not that easy. Anyway, let's get into the article. This is generated from reports by Discern Reporter. Supreme Court has opted to uphold an Illinois law that prohibits high-powered semi-automatic weapons. In a recent order, the court rejected a request from the National Association of Gun Rights for a preliminary injunction allowing the law to remain in effect. The legislation signed by Democrat Illinois Governor J.B. Pritzker in January imposes penalties on individuals engaged in various activities related to. I even hate using the. I'm disappointed that it generates like this, but I don't mess with the generation unless it's grammatically incorrect. Activities related to the assault weapons or 50 caliber rifles. These activities include carrying, possessing, manufacturing, selling, delivering, importing, or purchasing such firearms. In other words, it's a ban. Okay, they're calling it. We're prohibiting activities. It's a ban. Period. You can't buy it. You can't sell it. You can't carry it. You can't own it. It's a ban. The law also extends statutory penalties to those involved in selling, manufacturing, delivering, importing, possessing, or purchasing assault weapon attachments or 50 caliber cartridges. Furthermore, the ban encompasses kits or tools designed to enhance the fire rate of semi-automatic weapons, and it sets limitations on the purchase of specific magazines. In other words, I mean, this is like basically, hey, if you want your you want a 380 uh, handgun with a 10 round magazine, that's fine. Otherwise, you basically can't own a firearm. Oh, you want a hunting rifle or shotgun? That'll be okay. But whatever. Everything else has to be registered, even if you already own it. But this bugs me. The National Association for Gun Rights, in response to the ruling, expressed dissatisfaction and emphasized their intentions to pursue the case further. Dudley Brown, president of the National Association of Gun Rights, stated, "A right delayed is a right denied, and every day these gun bans are enforced is a travesty to freedom. We will be back to the Supreme Court as soon as our legal team finishes drafting our cert petition, and they will have to decide if they really meant what they said in Heller and Bruin." Okay, so now that I'm just going to say real quick, it kind of bugs me that they've got to finish drafting their cert petition. An organization like this that is very very well funded. This should have been immediate. This should have been okay. So Supreme Court denied it. Boom. Here's your cert petition. Doesn't take days, weeks, however long they're going to take to put this together, not if they are prepared for the possibility that the Supreme Court was going to deny it, which they did. This decision aligns, back to the article, this decision aligns with a prior ruling by the 7th District U.S. Court of Appeals in November, which also declined to block the law. Earlier in August, the Illinois Supreme Court upheld the law in a 4-3 decision. Notably, individuals who possessed firearms that would be prohibited under this law before its enactment can still retain ownership. Yay, if they register the weapons with the state before January 1st, 2024. So even if they get it overturned, they're still registered. This is a very dangerous precedent that's being set, that's going all the way through to the Supreme Court. I truly hope and pray that the National Association of Gun Rights is up to the task of defending it, because this isn't just going to impact Illinois. This is going to be, I hate to say nationwide, but this is something that sets the precedent for the possibility of a nationwide gun registry and nationwide gun ban for certain weapons. And if and when that ever happens, that is, in my humble opinion, the beginning of the end. Whether it's the border crisis or any of the other 15 existential threats that the Biden-Harris regime has imposed upon us, with the help, of course, of the uniparty swamp and the globalist elite cabal, there are reasons why people need to take charge of their own food security. You need to start stocking up food as best you can, long-term storage food, and we can help. Go to Whole Cows TLD, that's for the Liberty Daily, we're wonderful partners. Whole Cows and TLD working together. Go to Whole Cows TLD, use promo code TLD15, and stock up on freeze-dried long-term storage ribeye, New York strip, tenderloin, the good stuff. Don't get the bad stuff, get the good stuff. Eat well during the apocalypse by going to wholecowstld.com, using promo code TLD15 for 15% off, and then have a Merry Christmas.